We're live, baby. Now we want to say thank you for everybody that's joining live. We want to say thank you to Toloa, and we want to apologize for being 15 minutes late. Mr. Ulises here had us ready, set, and ready to go. But we took a little bit extra time getting here today. As y'all know, it's the holidays, and things are just moving extra fast nowadays. But we got a good podcast today because we have an existing board member that filled in for somebody that left the board throughout the year. Here today, Mr. Sergio with Cesar Homes. We got Treasure Builders in the house, my boy Alex. And we got Mr. Villanueva with Via Homes as well. And we got Julio Carranza here with CJE. And Ronnie's on his way. He's running a little late today, but the co-host will be here.
There you go.
In a little bit. But, man, a lot is going on, huh?
Mm-hmm. A lot is going on. We're just very happy to be able to end the year. This is the fourth quarter. Last month is Friday, December the 1st. It starts the last month.
Yeah.
Believe that. Let's finish strong.
How are things going? How are y'all doing out there? What are y'all seeing? How's everything moving?
Who wants to start?
Anybody, man. Introduce yourself, please.
My name is Alexis Hernandez. I'm the project manager for Treasure Builders. The market's pretty good. I'm hearing good things, especially with the interest rates coming down.
Coming in hot.
Ronnie's here.
Ron.
Right on time. We should have waited 2 more minutes.
How much are we fining him? Is he paying the tab? Is he paying the tab?
Ronnie's going to get the tab.
Are you paying the tab? Yeah. Okay. You heard that guy. I think we're disconnecting a little bit, Ulises. Here and there, I saw a disconnect.
Are we good?
Mic check. Are we live?
We're live,
We're
baby.
live,
Nice.
man.
Now we can go.
People here, do me a favor. Can y'all get the link and send it to y'all staff if y'all have a group chat? Let's try to get as many people
Let me see if I can send it out
live right now. You know what? Yeah. I'd also like to tell you guys to put it on your Facebook page and see how many people we can attract. Okay? Let's see how many people we got.
You see, when you have multiple minds,
things move, brother.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Let me see. I send it to all the time. STBA. Yes, sir. I'll send it to that one.
All right.
There we go.
So we got 7 people watching right now as we speak.
Copy.
Nice.
7,000. You always add 3 zeros.
Okay. Sir, that's 7. I was going to say 700. My zeros are bad. Anyway, let's see how much we got. We got 8 people. Okay. It'll work. So anyway, Alex,
yes, sir.
Before you were rudely interrupted by Ron the Don.
My apologies.
Ron the Don. I'm going to ask for extra stuff. If you top shelf stuff,
just
sir.
Put it on my top.
Yes, sir. All right, go ahead, Alex.
Where were we? Oh,
introducing yourself. Yes, sir.
Yeah, interest rates coming down. Looking forward to this new year. Pretty much preparing ourselves for this new year, especially income tax season.
Yes, sir.
So
why is that important?
A lot of sales.
Yeah.
And pretty much what we're doing is analyzing the market to see where the sweet spot is. And what we're seeing is a pretty much 250 range is where it's at right now.
Yes, sir. Down here it is.
It is. Custom builds, that's another
Animal.
yeah.
Yeah.
But to sell, quick flips, 250.
Nice.
So that's the plan.
That's good. How are the Forceplex treating you so far? How's that going?
Sergio Benavides with Cesar Homes.
That's right. You gotta plug that in. You gotta plug it in. Good job, Sergio.
Pues estamos aquí terminando el año con ventas de fourplexes y empezando a construir más.
Nice.
Queremos enfocarnos un poquito en los fourplexes también.
Yeah, the commercial side.
Sergio, ¿ya están vendidos esos? O...
Sí.
Okay.
Sí.
Awesome.
Better.
Bendito es el que tenías, the one that you put in the... Oh, that one was already bought, right? The one that you put in the gallery?
No, ese apenas cerramos la semana pasada.
Awesome, bro.
Ya cerró con madre.
Congratulations.
Ya está listo. Vamos empezando otros ahí. Tenemos varios proyectos buenos para el próximo año.
Es todo.
Entonces, esperamos que... Y yo pienso que el próximo año va a estar bien, va a estar bueno.
It's going to be a good year, bro.
I agree. We're excited for next year, too.
And you, Mr. V, how are you doing, sir?
Hi, Miguel Villanueva with Via Homes, and it's good to be here. We're doing great.
Good to be back.
Yeah, I mean, we had a fantastic year. Sales were good, and I mean, everything looking. We're doing the new subdivision on 107 and Ware Road.
I come.
About
¿A,
50
a
but we
cuánto los
didn't build it.
terrenos? ¿A cuánto los terrenos o nomás para usted?
It's private.
Vendo. Como decía mi hermano Martín, lo quiero mucho, hermano. Vendo casas, no vendo solares.
Es verdad, es verdad. Bueno, pues ya estamos ahí. Construyeme la casa, por favor.
Pero ahí estamos para servirles. We have 52 lots en Dorado, State subdivision.
Nice.
107 in Ware Road, north of Ware Road. We already started the first 2 houses,
Nice.
so it's looking very good.
Are they pre-sold or they're going to be specs?
There's about 3 pre-sold, and we're doing one for the gallery or Pareto homes or whatever's
next year.
coming up next.
Always to exhibit? Yep.
And that's what we're getting ready for June, I believe.
Nice.
Awesome.
Very good.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah,
What's the price range in that area?
300 to 400,000.
Perfect. Yeah. Cool. Nice.
Barato, el que pueda. El que
Dame
pueda.
dos.
Hace owner financer. Dueño.
Oiga, sir, y me la dan en pago, sir.
No tiene casas de $1,000, sir, al mes. We still get those.
Oh, yeah.
We still get those. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
It's the truth. It's facts, right?
Pero Rani, las casas que hacen Rani está bien.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Esas sí no se van a
Oye, hold
$1,000.
on. Ronnie,
We're not talking about
tell us
me.
the story, bro. Tell us the story.
Story time.
Your record-breaking sale, if you don't mind me
This was
asking.
awesome.
Should we?
It's up to you.
I don't know. I mean, if you want to keep it private, we can.
So we just finished the house at Hyde Park that we did a big reveal for. Thank you guys for showing up.
It
That
was
was really
amazing.
nice. I appreciate that.
Beautiful home.
Thank you. We did sell that house pretty quickly after that reveal.
¿La de la alberca?
La de la alberca con la cascada. La vendimos.
Te la iba a comprar.
Ya sé, güey, no, hombre.
Lo que está afuera, adentro, y lo que está adentro, afuera, right?
Sí, eso sí. Gracias a Dios vendimos la casa en corto. Tuvimos un cliente, Jaime Gonzalez, as a matter of fact. He's one of the STBA realtors and a good friend of mine.
I think he's going to stop by.
I hope so. He showed the house and as a matter of fact, I was with you guys.
Yes,
we
you were.
were in
That's how I
Galveston
know.
at the
That's how I know.
tab meeting.
Which was awesome.
He showed, we'll dip into that here in a little bit. He showed the house at 11:30 at night, and by the next day at 2:00, it was closed.
Like closed and funded.
Closed and funded. So kudos to Land Title Texas, Judy, and all the girls there. Servando, my brother, who got on the horn and started calling everybody to make sure the paperwork was turned in. Never in the history of Land Title Texas, or any time that I've been in this business, have we been able to close a file in 2 hours.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
2 hours.
So
I can't
You
even
said
type that fast.
now
You
you
said 24
know.
hours, now you're dropping it to 2. Okay, that's
Now
how it
you
be.
know.
That's how it be.
We sold the house in less than 24 hours.
Gotcha.
But Land Title, the lady did not make the decision to buy the house until 12 o'clock in the afternoon. And Servi got on the phone with Land Title Texas and said, we need to close this file now. And they closed it in 2 hours.
Wow, impressive.
Yeah. Kudos to them. Man, they kicked ass.
That's awesome.
You
so
know,
now
Melissa runs a
every
good shop.
title company, that's the record.
Yeah,
I mean-
and that's what it is, though. You know, that's what it should be. It should be, let's try and get this close as soon as possible, and that's what this creates.
Yeah.
It creates camaraderies. It creates people wanting to help people. You know, they would.
for sure.
Let's be honest. Like,
Bro, it's
how else
all
is that
about
gonna
the
happen?
team. That doesn't happen without a team.
Exactly.
And that would not have happened if we didn't create this organization.
There you
That's
go.
all a segue.
Yeah.
I like it.
Because the reality is that we are all now working together.
Yeah.
And everybody knows every player in the industry. And for whatever reason, STBA continues to attract the best.
Oh, yeah.
That is right.
And I believe that 1,000%. So I challenge any title company out there. Johnny, I saw right into yesterday. Hey,
Johnny.
The record is set unless you guys say that you've closed one quicker than that. I think the record is currently held by Land Title Texas, Judy, Melissa, and the girls.
Oh, who's that?
In 2 hours.
I hope he's
man.
single.
Oh, man.
I hope he's single.
Oh my God, so cute.
What a cowboy.
Oh, my God.
So cute.
Strap on, man. Get on deck. Good to see you.
What's up, baby?
Hey, Jesse. Good seeing you, bro.
You wear area like you're a cowboy.
He's a city cowboy. He's a city
Like he
cowboy.
owns the place or something. This guy.
You know, he's dipping, you know. But anyway,
He must have seen Yellowstone.
well, Ulises, do we have headphones for Jesse, our guest?
Yeah.
So why don't you go ahead and introduce him, Mario?
So if we've had Jesse on the podcast before, so for our avid listeners, Jesse here is Lionsgate Construction. Jesse focuses a lot on custom homes. He does do specs. The attributes that this man have speak for themselves. He's been in the game for a long time as well. He was also at one point in his career an inspector, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh wow, impressive.
So there's a lot of knowledge to be held with that. Jesse, you want to say hi to people?
And the good looks, by the way.
He's a
And the
cowboy. He's a Yellowstone cowboy.
Calm down. Now, calm down.
Jesse, you want to introduce yourself?
Jesse, again, I've been on the podcast before with Liongate Builders, not construction, but same thing.
Yeah.
I'm here to be part of the election thing.
Cool.
I want to take Ronnie out. I'm just kidding.
Shots fired.
Damn. Well, that was quick.
Tell me how you really feel.
No, I heard about your record-breaking sale too. So congrats on
Thank you, man. Thank
Word on the street.
that. Word on the streets.
I appreciate that.
Well, that's very cool, man. So, anyways, going back, we're talking about the market. We left off with Ronnie. So, what do you think about the market, Ronnie?
I think the market's good, man. It's still moving. We're busy. The next year coming, rates went down a little bit. Inflation is being coming under control, and I think with all those factors, this coming year is pedal to the metal.
Do you all feel like maybe people are just starting to get used to what is going to be now somewhat like the new norm,
Of course.
people are just getting rid of the fear?
But I think everybody needs to understand
Exactly.
2020 has never happened,
And it won't happen again.
and it probably won't
It didn't happen,
again.
the prior time to that was 1920. You know what I mean? So
The Great
don't wait.
Depression, yeah.
Don't wait.
So what's going to happen naturally, you're going to go back to quote unquote normal. So the people that have been in the business, this is the normal, right? You know, you got to make those calls. You got to close those sales. You got to meet with those customers, and you got to meet expectations. It's very simple.
Exactly.
The people that are new to the business, you know, they could see that like, whoa, you know,
What's
I was
going
setting
on?
a lie. Hey, this ain't normal. Of course it's not normal because you got into the business when it was super hot. But the people that have been in the business, they understand like, okay, we're going back to normal.
It's another wave.
It is.
We're back to normal.
And you know, it's just like survival of the fittest. The people that weren't really building and the ones that can't afford it financially, they're not going to be here. Very simple.
Yep.
Leaves room for the people that do this for a living. Not, you know.
The guy that woke up and wanted to be a builder.
Exactly. And that's what I see. On our end, sales have taken longer to close,
Yep.
but we're still closing, right? And it's taking 3-4 months to close on a house sometimes when it's already fully done, because the price range that those two houses that I have, they're at a higher price range.
Yep.
But the ones that are in the 250s, 260s, as soon as they're done,
Pan caliente.
Yeah.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And that's the sweet spot I was
That's
talking
what I
about.
see.
Yeah.
And that's what I see.
Yeah, that's awesome. You know, so we recently, you know, I'm glad that you guys came out here, and you know, to the people watching and the organization, you have to see the people that are having the interest in representing you, because that's what the board is. The board represents every member in the organization, and it takes time out of people's day to come out. And this isn't easy. Two, it's time consuming. And one thing that we recently did, Julio, Ronnie, and myself, we went to a Texas Association of Builders meeting in Galveston.
Which was great.
It was amazing. It
The
was amazing.
leadership meeting.
Yes, sir. It was a leadership meeting. It was amazing, and there was a lot of points that we were hit with. And one of the ones that stuck out most to me was that there had never been somebody from the Valley at these meetings. So if anybody wants to understand how this works, let me give you all a quick breakdown. There are 6 regions in Texas, and the Valley is part of an area. So they're called areas. There's 6 areas in Texas, and the Valley is part of Area 4. Area 4 is consisted of San Antonio, Corpus, Laredo, and the Rio Grande Valley.
Corpus Christi,
Corpus Christi.
Victoria,
Yes.
the coastal bend.
Yes. With that being said, in 40 years, and this was told to us by people that go all the time, there had never been a person from the Valley or Laredo. Now, we don't control Laredo, so that's none of our business. but we can control ourselves and we can control what we do here in the Valley and how we represent it. And to us, it was very eye-opening to see the excitement in people because, you know, they sent three very vocal and very outspoken men out there. And we went out there on a mission to get information and to see how things are ran. And we learned a lot.
It was, yeah.
What do you think?
Oh, it was great, man. I was really happy and proud of being there because, man, you got to have representation, right? If you want to do good for your community, you got to have eyes on it. And if there's nobody there, well, they're never going to pay attention. And it's funny because the first meeting that we went into was about what, Julio? Do you remember? Let me tell you.
I know Don Allen was the one heading that one.
The first meeting, the first topic was about Spanish-speaking contracts.
Yes.
And I was like,
they wanted to see.
of course we need to be here.
Yeah.
We got to give our feedback. If there's any area of Texas that needs to give feedback on those things,
Border towns.
has to be the Valley at least, right?
That's right.
And they pushed it
They
Just so
pushed
everybody
it
kno-
along to the next
year.
because there's not enough
Budget
representation.
Imagínate que los contratos los puedes hacer en español. En español,
So-
que no los tienen.
This thing keeps getting pushed back. Why? Pues
There's no representation.
no hay gente ahí de nosotros. So we got to be there.
That's good feedback.
You want to make change, you got to sit at the table.
And it's very important because, look, I'm going to give everybody an example of something that we heard. So the United States government passed a new code on electrical. And the reason I keep bringing this up for the people that haven't heard this is very important because it's going to affect everybody.
the cost.
So the cost of construction is going to affect the consumer. And the consumer is not any other person but the people that are buying the houses. So when the United States government put out the new 2023 code, and that 2023 code, everything is going to change. Electrical, HVAC, plumbing. The 2x4s now on exterior walls that we're using are going to go to 2x6s. And that within itself is going to skyrocket the cost of construction. So we had never heard this, right? And I had heard it when I went to the national level, but this is a fight that they're fighting. Now, the government made this law, and this is the way it's working. Municipalities are your cities. The cities can adapt this code, but when they do, this is what the government has done so the cities can adapt it.
Incentives.
They are going to give these cities $250,000 if they take the code.
It's an incentive. Imagine for the small town. Hey, anything you can give us. So I'll give you an example. Let's use Alton, right? They have one of the strictest codes because I believe they got some type of grant that we're on the street. I don't know that for a fact. That's what we heard. The cost is going to go up. The permits are already expensive.
Yeah, I have 2 specs out there, and I was just insane on the cost.
Hey, Jesse. And people say, oh, the builders don't want to pay. We don't pay it. The buyer pays it. They don't understand that. They think that it's us.
Yeah.
It's not us.
Yeah.
It's the consumer that ends up paying it. We're a business. If we buy for $1, we're going to sell it for $1.10. It's business. Let's be aware of that. So we need to have a voice, and we need to tell them, like, hey, wake up. You're a bureaucrat. You never built a house. You know what I'm saying? So those are my 2 cents.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it was very interesting to see that. And, throughout, we were there 3 days, and there's a meeting every, meetings last 2 to 3 hours. And you hear these things that you would never even hear if you don't have some, like us. We went, and what are we doing? We're bringing the message to you.
That is correct.
That's
Mario got on a couple of councils. They had meetings. They had a developers council, a multifamily council. They had a contract membership,
codes.
all these things. And you had the lobbyists there. Okay.
Yeah.
There's 6 lobbyists,
that passed those laws. Texas is a powerhouse nationwide. Texas Association of Builders is the strongest, one of the strongest pack on the builder side at the Capitol Hill level in Washington. That's what's told to us, and I believe it. There's a lot of money out there. One of the things that just got enacted into state law, Senate Bill 2038.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that's huge for all the developers out there. Okay, if you're in the ETJ zone, for the people that don't know, that means that you're in county, but in a certain amount of years, the city is going to want to annex it into the city, but not yet, and annexation laws are very strict. Anyway, they're saying, hey, although you're not in the city yet, and you can't vote for the city and you don't pay city taxes, just because you're in the ETJ, you got to abide by my rules. So it becomes cumbersome to the developer, more cost. And guess who pays it at the end? The consumer.
Our community.
Right?
Our community.
So what they're saying is now, and it's law, you can petition to remove yourself from the ETJ, so it becomes a faster process and more time friendly. So that's law. And
That's huge.
I got a development that sits in the ETJ, and that's huge. We saved at least 3 months.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And see, those are things that you wouldn't know because there was no one there in the beginning to go and bring this information down to the valley. You know, and they asked us, they're like, you know, we've been so if anybody wants to know, the valley has 3 seats. And those 3 seats, you get to go and you represent the valley. There's never been anyone to sit or fill in one of those seats. That is
Going to change.
It's gonna change, but it's sad because the valley is not we're not a small town, man, and we're growing immensely, and people up north see it, and they see the power that comes with that.
Why were we blinded by that, though? Why did we not know about that as builders?
About what?
That we could go to these meetings. I'm asking because it's a very...
The other organization never once stated it ever. I didn't even know about that myself.
Why? Why not? Why isn't that important? Why do we want to silence the voice of the people down here?
Well, of course no wonder they have low numbers, because why would they want to join? It's an organization. You're down here. Yeah, if you say, hey, you can get a voice at the state and national level, like, that's huge. At least for me,
It's
that's huge.
for our community, bro. Like, and for our kids and for our legacy and so on and so forth. Why silence the people? That's a very valid question that I still do not have the answer. That I still don't have answers to.
We all don't.
Anyway,
But now that we're here,
that's changing.
do we know what other people are interested in running for the board? I know we got Sergio to run again, Mr. Villanueva, Jesse, Alex. I heard Eddie Bello was wanting to.
Eddie Bello's interested.
Is he coming?
I'm not sure. Mario's the one that made the calls.
Is Eddie coming? You know? Okay. And I believe Ms. Cordova also.
Ms. Cordova's not going to make it. I know that for sure.
She's not going to make it.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. So we're just going to wait to see if Mr. Bello is going to come. And if he doesn't, I guess we're just going to go ahead and start and ask a couple questions impromptu.
Sure, yeah.
From us. And, hey, Mario, is Eddie coming? Eddie Bello?
Eddie Bello, no.
Not coming.
And I almost forgot. Mr. Ruiz.
Oh yes, Mr. Dries. He's in Houston, so he just asked if we can call him whenever we want to hear from him. You know, going back to this whole Texas Association of Builders thing, one thing that, you know, I took from it. So, as the executive director, I don't work for one person. I work for the organization. The board represents the organization. They make the decisions, and I execute. Mm-hmm. This year, when I came on, you know, I was very fortunate to come on, and the board was like, look, this is where we're at. This is where we want to be. These are your missions. Make it happen. I've been, you know, trying to get all these things done, but one of the things that we saw when we were at Texas Association of Builders leadership meeting was that the board is beyond active.
They're involved.
They're not just involved, they're everywhere. They're everywhere. And one thing that we want to make sure is that to the people that are coming in and wanting to be on the board, there's no voice on the board if you're not doing anything for the organization. Your voice carries no weight. If you want to show up, be the pretty boy, make decisions, that's not the way it's going to be ran anymore. It's got to be, hey, everyone has a meeting they got to represent. You got to have people that look up to you for what you're doing. And if they don't look up to you, what voice are you going to have? None. That's one thing we took away. I mean, I was blown.
You got to be responsible for something.
Well, I'm motivated. It was awesome, bro. It was awesome.
Otherwise, you're not pushing the organization forward, right? We can't count on one person, 2 people, 3 people to do it all. Everybody's got to do their part. And that's what we noticed.
Yeah, and we were like, we went out to dinner after the first day, and one thing we talked about was like, man, everybody's pushing weight. Everyone's doing something to push this forward.
Yep.
One thing that we learned was that, Texas Association of Builders does incentives. Hey, you brought in 5 members. Here's 2 tickets to go watch this.
Hey, and you know what? Us builders, there's 2 things about us builders. We like to spend and we like to party. And then we also like to party, right?
Maybe.
So it's like they do incentives like, okay, CERSA or an affiliated partner says, hey, I brought in 5 members. Okay, whoever brings in 5 members gets to go on a trip to, and they're extravagant, like cruises and stuff like that. And that just increases the motivation, right? The membership drive.
Yeah, and that's not just for board. That's for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's for everybody. And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
No way.
But we were super motivated. We were like, man, we understand that this was this year. It was, we ditched out for foundation. That's what we did.
Mm-hmm. Hey, you know what? Hold up. I just remember why we went. Okay. I was on the way back from Harlingen, and I got a phone call from a gentleman named Ned Munoz.
Oh, what's up, Ned?
Yeah, what's up, Ned? So Ned is from Mexico DF.
Yes, he is.
Looks like an Anglo guy, but he is
that's so weird.
Mexican.
Hey, but he could speak Spanish.
Oh, that's so whatever, man. He's your cousin. He's your cousin. And he calls me and says, hey, man, this is Ned Munoz. Hey, Ned, what's up? This is Julio, blah, blah, blah. I said, hey, man.
Ned Munoz, by the way, is the
legal counsel
for Texas Association of Builders.
He's the guy, right?
He's the guy.
So our current CEO, Mr. What's his name?
Don Allen? No,
he's the president now.
Yeah.
I forgot his name. I feel bad.
Norman.
Scott
yes.
Norman.
Scott Norman. Mr. Scott Norman. He used to be the legal counsel for TAB. Okay, so now he's the CEO. Anyway, he called me and said, hey, man, we saw one of your podcasts, and you were talking about the Texas Association of Builder contracts. And I just want to let you know that those are ours. And I said, I know they are. And blah, blah, blah. He said, like, you know what? I think if you guys want to have a voice, we're having the leadership meeting next Wednesday. I think you guys should come. I said, okay, we'll go. Got on the phone with Mario. Mario, book the flight. Let's go to TAP. That's what they want us to do. That's what we will do. And we went, and that's how it all started.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yep.
So, Mario, go ahead.
So what happened was that we didn't look. Long story short, they got wind of what we're doing. That's it. I think that they just. I don't think we know that they got wind. They like what we're doing. The new kids on the block with different ideas, different ways of doing things. This is the way, and just for you all incoming board members, so you all understand this, and I want everybody to know this. I treat STBA like I treat my business with my dad. My business with my dad, I remember when my dad hired me, he was like, I'm going to tell you something. If you call me, if you bother me, I don't need you.
That sounds like your dad.
I love your dad, dude.
That's the way it is. I don't bother anybody. I'm always making the right decision moving forward with the things that the board needed accomplished. If I call you, it's because I need you. But I'm never gonna call you just to. I mean, unless we're shooting the shit about something or whatever. But what I'm trying to say is, that's how I treat this. And I think that sometimes when people try and micromanage things, they die.
Oh, yeah. People get turned off with that.
Yeah. Nobody likes to be micromanaged. You got to let people work. And one of the best things that my dad ever did for me was, this is your job. Don't fucking bother me. And 4 years later, I don't bother him.
4 years later?
4 years later, I still don't bother him.
I still don't bother him.
I still don't bother him.
Did you get fired right away, dude?
I was about to say, all he knows.
Don't worry, you're not listening to your dad.
All he knows is when I'm like, hey, we have a closing coming up. Oh, shit, thanks. I don't even know.
When do I sign?
Yeah, okay, badass.
Yep.
But that's the way I took this, and I told Ronnie that the other day. I was like, that's just the same mentality that I give everybody. I understand everyone's busy. Everyone's busy. And I'm not going to be bothering people or anything. But going back to TAB, they got wind of what we're doing. We actually had, and Mr. Dorsey, Garrett was beyond helpful from Corpus. He came down here, and we didn't even know that he viewed the houses during the gallery. Who would have known that this guy that sits on the board of Corpus came and he was interested and see what we were doing, and he really, really liked it. And he was like, you know what, man, like, this is something that needed to be done in the Valley. And, you know, it took these guys to want to make a change. And one thing that I take pride in whatever I do, whether it be to the smallest thing I do to the biggest thing I do, it doesn't matter to me. It's all the same. And I just wanted to do the right thing when I came on. And, you know, the fact that these guys just let me run is amazing.
And he's still running. And by the way, fun fact about Mario, he was a sprinter. He went to college for that. Anyway, FYI.
Yeah.
So real quick, we were so like last minute booking. There was a end of the conference like dinner. So we said, let's go to dinner. Let's support.
Oh, yeah.
So we go to dinner, right? And he said, hey, you know what? I'm not going to eat anything, so I'm going to wait for the dinner, right? Obviously, right? So he says, bro, we're not going to the dinner. I said, why not? We are going to the dinner. He's like,
Nah.
Julio, we're not going to the dinner. I said, why? It's a black tie affair. I said, oh, shit, are you serious? So sure enough, we see everybody, you know, dressed up. They said, nah, we ain't going to the dinner, bro.
Dressed up.
Yeah, no. So anyway, we just had dinner. We started talking. We met Jacob Party. He's the incoming president for the multifamily council. He's an attorney out of El Paso. So he related to us. He came to say hello, and he was very appreciative. Leaders from Texas Association of Builders saying, hey, we like what you're doing. When you get that, bro, when you're there, you're the only Mexicanos there, the only color there. Like, it feels amazing. It feels really, really good that we represented. Okay?
And everybody's super nice. And one thing that, you know, I want, so this is in the bylaws, and we gave them out. I gave them out the last meeting. I want the board to be involved. We need to go. And I want the board to go and hear for yourselves what is happening. And the expenses that you waste on that, it's gonna be
Refunded.
It's
It's
gonna
totally worth it, man. You
Yeah.
know, it's the cost of doing business.
Yeah.
Honestly.
And it's in the bylaws. You know, if a board member is spending money to go ahead and push this organization forward, they're gonna get compensated. Compensated for it. Yeah, and it's one of thank you so much, man. It's one of those things where I want, like I said, when we saw this board and we're like, oh my God, like these guys are super active. That's what we need.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we need.
And that's what will happen. Before we get to the introductions, I want to take the time and really thank everybody here, but especially two people. Ronnie as the chairman. Bro, straight up, you know, you're my boy. We don't talk too much outside of this, but you are such a great leader, bro.
Thank you,
You're
bro.
a very likable person, and you really have taken us to the next level. I don't think anybody that I know as the chairman would have done a better job than you. Thank you for what you've done, and I can't wait to see what else you have up that sleeve. And thank you, Mario. Same to you, bro. Thank you for stepping up to the plate. I see you like a little brother. No offense, no, you know, not trying to disrespect you. You're a go-getter.
Yeah.
We say jump. You're the guy that says how high, and when do you want me to jump? You're that guy. So this guy means work.
The right fit.
This guy means work, and he doesn't question it. He just says yes, sir. He literally says yes, sir, yes, sir, no, sir, and I appreciate that, brother.
Well, thank
Good
you.
work. Good
Hell
work,
yeah.
my man.
Thank you.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay.
Proud to do it.
All right. So, Mario, please, I want to hear these guys,
Yeah,
man.
I do too. So I had someone ask me this, and they're like, I want to hear this from the guys that are going to come in and want to be on the board. Why? What do you bring to the table?
Why do you want to be on the board, and what do you bring to the table?
So, okay. So, do we let the people that are not on the board first, and then we let the people that are on the board? Or do you want to flip a coin? You want to take some shots before we do it? I mean, let's make it fun. All right. Let's have
Who's on the board right now then?
who's on the board?
So we have Mr. V, and we have Sergio.
We're missing.
Okay, yeah,
hold on.
let's-
We're
who
missing
are we
some
missing?
people.
Yeah.
Mario, please tell us
Okay,
who's missing.
so we have Mr. Efrain was busy, but Mr. Efrain's position's not on one of the seats.
But he is the
And not on the ballot for now.
treasurer.
He is the treasurer. We have Mr. Servi that is here, secretary. And then we have Julio, vice president. Then we have the president, an executive officer. And then you have Mr. V that was sitting as a replacement.
Roel.
And then you have Roel. And then you have Sergio that was also sitting as a replacement.
Yep.
So you have the 3 seats that are open, which is Roel. But he's completely vacating his seat.
Tell him why.
The 3 are the 3 board seats up are non-executive seats. In next year, the other 4 are up for ballot. Yeah. And when when those get voted in, then the board after next year that the 4 executives are their tenures up, elections come up, and then after that the board is going to vote for the executive board. Okay, so
for our positions, right? And
Yeah.
we want someone that's strong. Well, anyways, it's not my time to shine. So, and then we got Roel. And by the way, I spoke to Roel today. Congratulations to him yet again. He won city council member in the city of Alamo. Good for him. Awesome. Hard
Good job,
worker.
Roel.
Yeah.
Right now, he's going to come. He's going to come late. He is with Sherryland Water. They're charging them like a ton of money. And you see, and these are the things that are discussed in the developers council, right? Why are these private suds doing all these things? Anyway, that's a different topic. But Mr. Mario.
Yeah, so the 3 seats that are going to be open, one Roel is vacating a seat. And then we do have these 2 seats that are currently, we have on substitution. It's only right that we give everybody the opportunity that wants to be part of something that we're doing to come in and give them the opportunity to have their voices heard. I mean, let's be honest. I think that our board is beyond great and strong. So it has to be somebody to the level that we have now with Mr. V and Sergio here that are super, super, super active. Very active, not just within their communities, but within also the organization.
They're always there.
They're always there. I know I'm always going to see you when we have a meeting or something.
They're fixtures, man.
Yeah.
They're fixtures. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Mr. And I want to also thank Sergio and Mr. Villanueva. They stepped up to the plate, excuse my French, and chingas.
Yeah.
And because it's not easy, man. Like, a veces you got to drop what you're doing. Hey, we need you here. And you guys come. So thank you, Sergio. Eres raza. Mr. Villanueva, the amount of experience you bring to the table is excellent. It's priceless. So thank you very much. And thank you.
So, Jesse.
not that we want to sway any votes.
I know Mr. Reed for a long time now, so he always has my vote. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Thank
you
you.
do, even though if I don't get it, he has my vote. So.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so
So
much.
Jesse,
You want to start with Jesse?
yeah.
You know what? No. Let's make it fun. Let's I don't know, pick a number type of stuff. You know what I mean? I don't
can
know.
go first.
Go for it.
Oh, there you go. There you
So
go.
what is the question?
Attaboy.
I want to know. What would you bring to the table?
Well, I mean, like everybody, like every other builder that's been in the business a long time.
I want to get a little closer to the.
Any other builder's been here a long time. We've been through every scenario you can think of. I mean, I've had poor foundation when it's rained back in the early days. All the aggregates got out of there. Had to clean out foundations. I mean, we've done it all. We've had leaks in the house. Back in the day, starting. I mean, as new builders come in, they're going to experience all these things that we've already gone through. Yeah. And these are things that we can teach that we can also eliminate those future issues from them, right? If they really stick and want to learn that, I don't think it's a quick buck just to keep making money. Because a lot of the times the people came in, it was during the hot market. Like Julio said, we're going back to the normal market. So to me, it's used to it. I hear these people say, "Oh man, it's getting slow, this and that." So that was normal to me.
It's getting normal.
It's getting normal.
You gotta hustle for this.
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You gotta sell your client. You have to be compatible with your client. And so to the board, I don't mind helping who wants to learn, who's going to be here long term, not just to make a quick buck. Because what happens is that they burn a lot of the contractors' names. The contractors are looked down upon because they look like we're always trying to hurt people, take advantage of people, and that's not what I want.
Yeah.
So I always try to be honest, try to make sure that the new guys coming in know that let's not burn ourselves, because if he gets burned, it makes everybody look bad as a whole.
Correct.
They make a generalization.
Exactly. And then, so now we're classified as that builder or just builders, or that's all the contractors don't trust the contractor. Look at their contract. Look at this. So I've heard that before. So that's something I want to change the imagery of what we've come to the table with.
Yeah.
During this time. So that's what I think I can bring. I do have extensive knowledge. I know Mr. Weaver a long time as well. I've known a lot of y'all. I said, so I think it's time now that I've freed up a lot of my time and my organizations are running how I need them to, that I can put some more time into that. Yeah.
I think that's very important. I think you just hit a keynote on there, Jesse, that you're at a level in your professional career that if we need you to, hey, we need to fly out to Austin.
Oh, like this.
Let's go,
Yeah.
right? So that was Mario's question. Ronnie, you ask a question and make them tough,
Oh,
bro.
but hold on. So
Tough.
does everybody? No, that was
wasn't tough. That's you. That's natural.
Is everybody gonna answer the same question or no?
I don't know. What do you guys want? I mean, this is the first time we do it totally impromptu.
It's a good question, and I think everybody should answer. And I'll come up with the next question. No
okay,
problem.
sure.
Yeah.
Next question. Why would we?
What do you bring to the table?
Yeah, there you go.
Why? Yeah. Why and what do you bring to the table?
You got to sell yourself, bud.
Yeah, so my main thing is bringing the new generation of builders into STBA.
Okay.
Right? Everybody talks about experience. Everybody talks about so many years of in the business. My dad started the company in 2003. So I could say I've been in the business since I was 6 years old, right? I grew up in this, went through the recession, went through all this. My main thing coming out of college, I went to college at Texas A&M.
Nice.
Graduated with an urban and regional planning degree. My main thing there, or what they taught us, and I think what I could bring into the table is more when we go out and about in the meetings, right? So one of the main things that I learned from Texas A&M was we did comprehensive plans. So for the city of Hitchcock was one of them, my senior year. We had to go to the city of Hitchcock at least once a week or every 2 weeks and pretty much create a comprehensive plan for the next 20, 25, 30 years with them.
Wow,
Nice.
So the way we had to do that was present ourselves to the community, which is not always easy.
No.
And especially
They're
the
vocal.
city of Hitchcock, let's say,
They're vocal.
they're vocal, but the age category is 55 plus.
So older community.
So change is not welcome,
Gotcha.
if
Right.
you would say, right? So all the cities around them are growing. Big companies coming in, Petco, restaurants, this and that. Hitchcock staying the same.
Wow.
So how do we change that, right? So going back to that, I feel like from that experience, which that comprehensive plan did get adopted, I could be that vocal voice, and especially for the new generation. I do have friends that entered in the hot market and right now are going a little crazy. Like, is this normal? What should my margins be? How do I price estimate that? So I always like to say my dad brought me in. Pretty much as soon as I got out of college, I got thrown into the Shark Tank, I feel, because we got hit by the pandemic real quick after that. But at the end of the day, I not micromanage, but I do everything in the company, such as from taking care of the client, doing floor plans. I actually do the first 2 stages of floor plans and then send it off to Distinctive.
Can I hire
with
you?
Adam.
Can I hire
Yeah.
you?
No, that's what I was gonna say.
That's awesome.
And then I actually do the estimating as well. So getting the budget, all that stuff. And then pretty much project manage from the time that we break ground till we turn in the house. But I really want to be that person that brings in the new generation. Like, no offense to you guys have been here, but who's gonna be there after you guys kind of start taking?
Whoa.
I don't know how far. I know
Julio never plans to retire.
Hey, take him off the belly.
I reckon you take that back, boy.
No, but
Did you just call me old?
I did. That's why I said no offense, right?
It's a joke, bro.
No,
We
you're
need that.
good.
Yeah,
We
it's
need
all
that,
good, bro.
We
But
need that, Ron. We
like-
need that.
But
Like, I
whatever,
really-
just don't call me fat. That's
No, but honestly, I do have a couple friends that are builders now, but are shaking right now, and I feel like everybody in that position needs to know everything's going to be okay at the end of the day.
You know what?
If they were financially savvy.
Correct.
That's
It will
another
break
thing. That's
some.
another thing.
Yeah, and they took care of what they had coming in. I had and there's just a little side story.
Go ahead. No.
I go to the gym early in the morning, and I do what I got to do, and then I like to get in the sauna.
Bro, okay, go, bro.
So I like to get in the sauna, and I'll be there between 30 to 40 minutes, depending how I feel and
That's
how
insane.
long it can last.
That's going against the rules outside the sauna, by the way.
But I see Julio there, and this guy walks in, and Julio's like, "Hey, this is XYZ, and this right here is the executive director of STBA. Say hi." Boom, boom, boom. Julio's like, "All right, I'm out. I'm dying." So Julio leaves. Okay. And I stay with this guy. And I'm like, "Hey, how's it going?" And whatever. Pues, ¿cómo te está yendo? No, pues, this is what the guy told me. He was like, "Well, prior to this, I was doing okay. I was doing great. I was making 6 figures." He's like, "I got married. My wife doesn't work. And I haven't had one closing this year." He's like, "I went from making 6 figures and I'm having anything so far come in this year."
Remind me who that was, bro.
I don't remember his name.
I do not want to associate with a non-closer, first of all.
But it's the reality of the market right now, man.
Oh, yeah.
It's how you all said, things are going back to normal, and everyone has to go through it. You know, I had an encounter with an agent, and I'm not going to say her name.
Okay, we know it's a female.
Yeah, but it was one of those things where she did not want to bring me her client because she wanted to make a certain percentage on the sale.
Correct.
Wow, that's horrible.
That happens.
That's horrible.
And it was one of those things where I was just like, "I'm so sorry, but you need to understand that agents do not control how the sale's going to go." Well, I'm the one that has the client. It's okay. There'll be more clients. Don't worry about it.
Yes, sir. Good job. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having the interest. But I couldn't believe it. I was like,
I
dude.
believe it. So check this.
Isn't
but
that like against their ethics or something?
It is, but they don't follow it. But the real question here is, who goes into the sauna with a little spray that smells like lavender?
Eucalyptus, dog.
This guy comes in and he gets a little fucking spray.
Is that you, buddy?
And then he goes like this. And he's, he's almost, all half naked. This guy's sitting down right there, which I did not look.
Put on some clothes,
like,
goddammit.
I like you, man. This guy comes around to the gym with a little freaking lavender spray.
Yeah, it's poopery.
It's not. Is it poopery?
No,
it's not.
poopery. I don't know. My girl bought it for me.
It's poopery.
Well, thank you. By the way, he said you should try one, Julio. Here's one for you. Thank you. I use it. Anyway,
Aromatherapy, man. You gotta
Yeah.
include that in your homes and the gym, all that stuff.
so Alex,
Yep.
that was a really good response, man. I
Yep.
really like that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Mario, you want to go to Sergio or Mr.
Yes.
Guillermo?
Yes, Mr. Sergio. I mean, and we already know what you've brought to the table. But I would like for you to let people know, because a lot of people don't understand the work that the board does. And it's good to enlighten people. So what do you bring to the table, sir?
Pues más que nada, estoy aquí con ustedes porque es un compromiso también. Estar aquí es una responsabilidad. Yo estoy al 100% con ustedes. Me gusta mucho tratar de aportar algo. Sobre todo también aprender de todos ustedes. Yo estoy al 100% y también igual querer ayudar a la comunidad, a subcontratistas. Como dice Alexis, también hay otros contratistas que no tienen mucha experiencia y pasan por cosas que nosotros a lo mejor pasamos o ya no pasamos, ¿verdad? He aprendido mucho de muchos contratistas que están aquí ahorita en STBA. A ti te he hablado
Y yo a ti.
por muchas cosas, Ronnie también. Pues más que nada es ese compromiso conmigo con STBA. He estado con STBA desde las primeras semanas, los primeros días. Y he estado muy a gusto, muy contento con lo que se está haciendo en esta organización. Pienso que se ha hecho muchas cosas que no se había visto en otro tipo de organizaciones. Para mí el próximo año, yo pienso que va a ser el mejor año que vamos a tener aquí en STBA.
Yeah, you're right.
¿Entiendes? Entonces, pues yo estoy comprometido, sigo comprometido con STBA, tratar de aprender cosas nuevas, productos nuevos, la manera de construir también. Es importante la manera de construir lo que se viene en un futuro y estar preparados para eso. Y pues, te digo, pues tratar de ayudar también a los demás. Okay.
Cool.
Thank you, Sergio.
Appreciate
Awesome.
that.
Sergio is always willing and
Always
able to-
there.
Always, man. And he knows this costs pretty good. He knows this costs really good. I like that. Thank you, Sergio. Se agradece todo. Pura carne asada.
Pura carne asada.
Pura carne asada.
Solo viernes.
Todo bien.
Te
You can
toca.
find
Está
him.
bien listo. Bien puesto.
Mr. V.
Buenas tardes, buenas tardes. Pues para empezar, quiero aprovechar para darle las gracias a mi hermano Martín, que fue el que recomendó para servir en la mesa. Gracias a sus consejos que él me ha dado y siempre ha sido mi guardian angel, mi ángel de la guarda, que me ha ayudado en muchas cosas y me ha protegido y me ha dado las ideas. Y por esa parte estoy muy agradecido. I guess the question is, why do I want to be on the board or continue to be on the board? And as I mentioned before, I like to serve. I've been serving. I serve in church on Sundays. I like to help people. It just comes natural. But I guess it's the beauty that you find on serving. It's just a satisfaction that gives you doing something good for other people. And that is really the main reason. And I think that if anyone is going to be on the board, we have to believe on the mission of STBA. And that is helping each other, finding out ways to help each other. Like you were saying, there's new builders. How can we help them out? And sometimes we see questions that they ask that they're basic questions. And you say, so you answer.
Yeah, how do you not know?
Yeah, how do you know that?
Hey, is that a trick question, man? What's going on here?
But at the end of the day, I mean, you said, hey, I was there one time.
Yeah.
And if I can help and give you the answer. And if we go back why STBA is here, I mean, from the very beginning, that was the whole idea, because the pandemic, it was created to help each other, and we've been doing it since then. And you stop looking at the association as where you're competing against each other, but you start more about helping each other.
Oh, yeah.
And if you have the answer, you want to share it. If you know about a good framer, you want to tell them the truth. If you know about a bad framer, well, maybe you tell them, or maybe you tell them on a private call to them. Sometimes you can also call the builders directly yourself and tell them, you know what, this is what I know about this guy, and things like that. It's better not to have a communication on the group chat negative about anybody, but just do it directly. It's a courtesy to other people. But what I would like to do is I look forward. I want to continue serving. I want to continue making this organization grow. Perhaps have a suggestion box or email where people can tell us, the other builders, this is what I would like to see from the association. I think we need to hear from every builder. What do you see? What do you like about STBA? But more than that, what is it that you don't like? What do you think that we can improve? What would you like to see as a change? And what I can tell the other builders is you can make suggestions, and perhaps we may not be able to implement everything. Those suggestions will be brought to the board, and then the majority will make some of those decisions. And what I like about this is that I might have an idea, but at the end, it will be the board that makes the decision. And if my idea was not something that we all agree on, it's good, because it was the majority that made it. And we need to learn how to respect each other and know that we all have our own way of looking at things. And I think that's good. I think whatever happens, I think not only the board, but I think that eventually we're going to have like an advisory board that or committee that bring those ideas, that hear from the builders and present it to the board, finding ways how we can improve, and everybody wants to be part of it and feel that their voice is heard. And not only the existing builders that we have, but perhaps we have builders that left the association or the organization before. We can also approach those. What is it that you like? What is it that you don't like? What would you like to see as a change? And like I said, it will be the board, the majority, that makes those decisions. But I'm excited to serve. I like what I do. I think that whenever there's another conference or meetings, we should go and we all should participate. and let a boat shirt.
Sí.
And
Get
that's
some numbers out there, like
And,
you
and,
said.
and on another point, as Mr. V was bringing it up, I would, coming onto the board, I would like to also, the sponsors that provided that are realtors or mortgage officers, is there a spot maybe for them to hear their voices on the organization? I know it's
There
builder
is.
based.
There is, bro.
Can they run also for a spot maybe just for sponsors?
They
only?
get to vote for the board,
But they can't sit on the board.
but they can't sit on the board.
And let me tell you why.
Okay.
Other organizations do allow it. But when we started this organization, that was something from the bylaws that we created because it was puro builder.
It was unanimous, yeah.
Needless to say, this is an organization. I wouldn't vote for that, but hey, if the majority says we want affiliates, dude, I'm all for it.
I was just saying like one spot just to hear their, the sponsorship side.
There is. Mario brought it up, and I'm with it. He wants to create committees, and I think Ronnie had mentioned that the people that head those committees should be sponsors.
Okay. That's
should
what I
be
wanted
the
to add.
affiliates.
Just so that it's
Yeah.
fair amongst there, so we can hear their voices.
Yes.
Yes.
Which
Yes.
controls
It's
vendors,
needed.
realtors,
It's
stuff
needed.
You know, we had a sponsor. Whether I don't know if you're watching or not, Robert, but Robert, he headed the Gallery of Homes. I mean, we gave him that responsibility.
Yeah.
Robert's instrumental.
And he took charge of it, and he honestly I mean, shout out to Robert, man, because I mean
he didn't have to do it.
He didn't
You
have
know
to
what I
do
mean?
it,
And that's
but
huge.
that's what we need. That's honestly what we need. I know that at one point STBA did have committees. I'm sorry, and they diminished with time. We're gonna try to build this the correct way. I understand. Like, if it's one thing I've learned this past year, because God, it's almost gonna be a year. If it's one thing I've learned this past year is that it's very hard for people to make time in the afternoons to do anything. Everyone has family. Everything has to be at lunch. So, do I want committees? Of course I do. That's very important at the Texas level and at the national level. I need to understand. I need to see people like Mr. V, like Ronnie, like Julio, the guys sitting here. These guys care. We need people to be involved and want to push this forward. And it has to be more than just like, well, I don't even know if I can make it. Because and then what's the point of having these committees?
Yeah. We need strong people, and we need people like Jesse said, someone that's in a place in their professional career, like a lot of us are, that they could take the time off and say, hey, I got to be there. I don't have to be at the closing because I got a team to be there, right? I don't have to do a walkthrough because I got a team to do that, right? It's very important. Very important.
I think this is a good segue into the next question.
You want to call Mr. Ruiz and ask him that question?
Oh, yeah, yes, please.
Absolutely.
Let me call.
I'm going to pose the question so you guys can start thinking about it, because I think it does take a little bit of time to think.
That's Ronnie for you.
If let's say, right now we're talking and everybody's got ideas, and let's say the idea moving forward after we get together as a board and we vote that we want our sponsors to head the committees, to be committee chairs, but each board member will oversee that committee, right? If that's the case, and let's say we go that route for next year, what committee would you want to
Head.
One, make real, and two, oversee?
That's a good question. Okay,
Think about that. We'll let Mr. Reese.
Mr. Reese,
Yes, sir.
you're on the line. We're here with Mr. Ronnie, Julio, Mr. V, Sergio, Alex, and Jesse.
Hello to everybody. Hello to everybody there.
Thanks for getting on the call, Mr. Reese.
Thank you, Mr. Reese. We're taking care of Mario. Don't worry about it.
Guys, I apologize for not being there. First of all, I want to apologize. We had the emergency. I'm out of town, but I was looking forward to be sitting there with you guys and putting my case. But yes, sir.
So we asked everyone a question. We want to go ahead and ask you the question. We're trying to give everybody opportunity to voice what it is they want to say. We asked everyone this question. We're going to ask you the same question, okay?
All right.
What do you bring to the table? What is it that you bring to the table, Mr. Reese, for STBA?
How much time do you guys have? No, all kidding aside. I mean, knowledge. knowledge is very important to me. I've been doing this for a good while now. It's been over 20 years, not only construction, but land development. I currently serve on a board, a city board of Edinburgh. I'm one of the sitting members, board members for the planning and zoning. I'm so sorry.
Zoning Board of
part the
Adjustments.
planning and zoning, which is for the
Planning Zoning Board of Adjustments.
Are you guys there?
Yeah, you cut off.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Bad spot.
He's out in Kingsville or something, right?
Nah, he's in Houston.
He's in Houston.
Where you at? Hello.
Okay. Yeah, I got you back. I'm walking around outside the building, guys.
Okay.
Just bear with me. I got back connection, I think. I'm walking around a little bit. Just there.
So you serve for the city of Edinburgh.
Yes, sir. I sure do. I currently sit as a member for the Board of Adjustments. And I believe in serving. I'm a firm believer in serving. I am believe in serving others. There's a great feeling for me whenever I am able to help other people around me, in my community especially. And that's one of the things that I really love about STBA. That it's not only about the builders just doing their own thing, everyone in separate ways. That's one of the things that I didn't like about that other organization, too, where it's to each his own and that's it. Here we believe in helping each other, so that's one of the main things that I really like about STBA, and that's one of the reasons that I want to be part of the board.
Sounds good. Ronnie here asked a second question, and we already went around the table.
Okay.
So now that we got you on the line, we'll ask you the question first. One of the things that we want to do is this coming year, we want to start heading committees, right? And we think it would be a good idea for every board member to head a certain committee.
With a partner. With a partner
that would be a sponsoring partner. And that could be anybody like Matt's
Isaac,
Cash and
yeah.
Carry, Sarsky, anybody in that realm. So,
Sure.
What would be a committee that you can say that you would want to head alongside of somebody, or that you feel like is in need for STBA?
One of the things I think we need to do a committee, not only the members, but I think we need to build a committee with our with people around the organization to continue trying working on getting the recognition from the state and national levels. I think that it would be great to get a committee together to continue pushing and working towards that, to accomplish the recognition at the state level. That would be one of the committees that I would actually tell people that we need to be on or to create. That way we don't only have you as the director and the board by themselves trying to do all this hard work, because it's a lot of work. So I think that if we continue showing force at the state level, they will have to recognize us eventually, because that way we don't go away.
Yeah, love that.
I love that. That's a great answer. Anybody have any questions for Mr. Ruiz? Anything that y'all can think of? No? Well, thank you for your time. I know you're out there and had an emergency. You had to go. But we wanted to give everybody the fair opportunity to get their voices heard, and I know that you had asked to get a phone call. Is there anything else you would like to say before we let you go?
No, I would like to thank everybody for the opportunity to call me. I would really like to be part of the board. I have knowledge, and I have the willingness to help others around me. I have always served my community. Therefore, I think that doing this with the STBA, I'll just continue serving and helping all the members.
Awesome. You have any questions?
Thank you, Mr. Ruiz. No, I appreciate you taking the call.
Not a problem, guys. Thank you all so much. God
Yes,
bless.
sir. Thank you.
Likewise.
That was actually a great answer on that second
That was a good
question.
answer. That was a good answer.
Yeah. So what do you?
That was tough, man, on the spot. He had already been thinking about it.
Probably walking around a
which is
hospital
great.
right now or something.
Who's next?
Did Lisa wanted to?
Miss Lisa is out. She was gonna be on a plane.
Yeah.
They were gonna fly out at 2:30.
Oh,
Yes, sir. So she reached out and told me she wasn't gonna be able to be a part of it. But if anybody that doesn't know Miss Lisa, she's great. She is heading Century Construction. She's definitely a leader. Great outspoken leader. We had her on a podcast, so if anybody's willing to get to know who Lisa is, get a little bit of knowledge on her, she is running also for the board. I mean, you never know. Should I give her a call and see if maybe she gets on, or
Try it, and I think we'll let who wants to answer the second question first. Go for it.
as far as committee, right?
Yes. What committee would you want to start, and why?
I don't know whether we have an advisory committee or.
We don't.
Okay.
Right now you can assume that we have no committees other than the gallery committee.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that the advisory committee would be good. I would like to bring more ideas from other builders, as I mentioned before, get their suggestions. When I hear the question that some people ask, I'm sure that we can also ask them, okay, what kind of training would you like to see? In other words, we need to start planning during December the next year. And if we can plan it the whole year and say, okay, we're going to be training on this particular month, this particular item, whether it is the new rules or regulations that are applying for electricians or on framing, and different topics that I'm sure people would be interested to know and get training for. So we can plan training during the year, and the advisory board perhaps will listen to those suggestions for all the builders. I know I was in one of the meetings of the other organizations, and we had a gentleman from the appraisal district, and there was a lot of questions, and I think it will be good for all the builders to listen how the appraisal of the homes work, and I think that there's many people that on their personal or relatives that they don't know their rights as far as appealing and protesting the value of those properties.
Correct.
And they might be misleading. Some people actually get excited when the property value goes up. Well, my house is worth more, without knowing their rights and what the outcome is going to be. And I think that would be a good topic to talk and give training to some of the people. Bring the experts, and I would do my input as well. And like I said, I guess I'm thinking about meetings and trainings that we can provide to all the builders
Continuing education.
and the sponsors that we have. And I definitely believe that the sponsors should be involved on committees. And the advisory, I think, will be good for me to lead and be with a sponsor. I know Isaac. I had an opportunity to talk to Isaac one time, and he had so many ideas.
He's a great guy, man.
Isaac's
and
a
supports
great
us
guy, bro.
1,000%. Yeah.
Yeah.
He really
One of our
has been
biggest
great.
sponsors,
Yeah.
if not the biggest sponsor.
Anytime,
after
bro.
Jaime.
Anytime, bro.
Yeah.
You call Isaac. What do you need?
What do you need?
How much?
What's up, Bobby? What can I help you with?
Yeah.
That's what he asked.
And I think, if they said that there was an advisory committee, and one of the sponsors, perhaps Isaac or anybody, would be there, I think I would let the sponsor lead the
Yeah.
the
And
committee.
then just oversee it.
I
Yeah.
just
And
be
you
there,
report back to the board. Yeah. Yeah.
Hear what they have to say.
I think that'd be a great way to do it. Yeah.
I agree with that.
Awesome.
That's amazing.
Thank you,
What do you
Mr. V.
guys? What do you think, Jesse?
Pretty much, Mr. Reed hit everything. Basically, what I was going to say. So thank you for. So I don't have to repeat it.
For saying what I was going to say.
So if you were gonna vote for him, just vote for me. It's the same thing.
It's the same thing. 'Cause I'm voting for him too. So. Yeah, no, I agree on the committees and all that. Sponsorship committees. I guess the builders to get the CEs, continuing education. That's very important. And basically, he basically said everything.
No,
What-
we
what-
need more.
what
We need more,
What
Jesse.
committee would you want to create? And
Think on your feet.
Well, for
Yeah.
sure, the sponsorship committee has to be created because they also give their money into the organization. So
Gotcha.
I think they
Yeah.
need a voice.
What would the
and
sponsorship committee do to frame your thought?
The people want to know.
All right, Udo, thank you.
No, he asked it. I just said,
I'm honestly
No,
interested
because
in
you're
knowing.
heading in that direction. I'm just trying to frame the thought.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what they would want to know is, that we're also listening to their side of the things. You know what I mean?
Because they're not builders.
They're not builders, so they may not know, or some may be builders, or they think they're builders. But there's a difference. But they want their word heard on. Because we may be saying one thing and we don't, like about when you brought up about a realtor and they're setting their things.
Yeah.
Well, on the builder side, yeah. Well, if someone's shopping for something, I mean, if they already know the product and they say, we have a client that's interested in your product, why do I need to split commissions with anyone else? You know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
they set their own thing and they're going to try to sway them somewhere else.
I did not understand that.
Yeah, it's happened to me multiple times, and I'm sorry, but if they're already interested in us, they're going to come back to us if you're there or not. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I don't mean to sound like that, but
Rude or
Yeah,
anything.
but at
It's
the
a
same
business
time,
decision.
It's a business decision. So that the referral basis comes off of us, right, to pay them. So what happens is they need their voice, and we need to have a committee to address things like that, so that way everyone knows. Okay, this is how it's supposed to work. This is how it works. Don't get mad about it and tell you off or whatever.
Or bad review.
Bad review because you didn't want to help them because of this market right now. A lot of people are hurting, and I understand that. And usually the strong will last. You know what I mean? The ones that have been in the market a long time know how it is. So we're already geared. We're prepared for it. We have our investments, stuff like that. So that's a committee I would like to have to address the sponsorship on realtors. Another one for builders for their continuing education, and then maybe one for, to present ourselves out there in the state national level.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah.
Does that answer your question?
Yes,
Ron?
sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
I
Mr.
appreciate
Jesse.
it.
Now
Thanks.
that you
Good
say
answer,
that, talking about big sponsors, another shout out to Mr. Alonso Cantu.
Oh yeah.
He was the first organization that was ready, besides the board, that started with the money, that said, "Hey, I believe in you guys. Here it is." And
Here's
thanks
my
to Roel
membership.
for
Yeah.
approaching the guy.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
Yep, it was him. So
Everything
thank him.
worked out. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Next.
What do you think? What do you see?
Membership committee.
No,
Well, that's a great one. That's a great one.
That's a good one.
Hey, no
but-
cheating! No cheating! No cheating!
Best guy that we have already for the membership committee.
Yes. I mean, if it's one person and he's not here,
That's
but
the one committee that has not fallen apart.
And is strong.
Oh, hell yeah.
and Dan and I don't know if you're listening, Mr. Cantu, but
He is listening because he's been texting me.
you know what?
He's at the.
I just want to
hospital
say,
At the
Dan,
hospital right
Yeah.
now 'cause
having
he's
a
gonna have-
baby.
hey,
Hopefully tomorrow on his
congratulations. I love
birthday.
you. Hey, but this is Lisa Cordova.
Oh. That's answered.
Miss Lisa, you're on speaker.
Hi, Mario.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm doing well.
That's good. That's good. We're having this conversation with people that are running for the board, and we wanted to make sure that we give everybody the opportunity to come on and say what their 2 cents on these questions that we're asking. So, I wanted to ask you. We got 2 questions, and the first one I'm gonna ask. You let me know when you're ready. I know that you're out on vacay. I'm gonna go see the Dallas Cowboys and stuff. I know.
Yes, we snuck away for a little while, and I stepped away. We're having dinner, but I wanted to be there for you all and answer the questions for y'all.
Well, yes, ma'am. Well, here goes the first question because I'm not trying to take too much of your time. So the first question is, Lisa, what would you bring to the table? What is it that you would bring to the table for STBA
If you get elected to the board.
if you would get elected to the board?
Well, me going into it, I hope that I would be able to give a different point of view. I think that the short time that I have been, building, I have learned a lot, and I see things a little differently than a male might. See things. I'm enjoying what I'm doing, and I just, and I care a lot about what I'm doing. So I hope that, that's something that I would bring out, for everyone.
Okay. The second question is,
Diversity.
no, and that's great.
That's good.
Yes, sir. The second question is, what committee, if any, would you like to see made with an STBA?
I'm sorry, what was that?
So, what committee? Like a committee could be a membership committee, a committee for bylaws, a committee, any committee that you may have. What committee would you like to see an STBA?
I'm not really understanding what you mean by what committee.
So committees within organizations help pursue different things for the board. So it could be a committee as simple as bylaws, a committee to help bring in membership. It can also be a committee that would help go represent STBA out in a national or state level. So
Well, one thing that I did when I met with you all, I admired how much you, Ronnie, and how much y'all are going out there and how much y'all believe in the valley. And I learned so much in that lunch when we met about everything that's going on. And as far as the valley, everything that the builders are doing for everyone, I just admire and everything that y'all are doing.
okay. Does anyone have a question for Miss Lisa?
I do not.
No. Thank you for taking
Enjoy
our
your
call.
vacation.
Yeah.
Say hello to Robert for me.
Say hi to Robert
Likewise.
for us.
I will.
Thank
Hey,
you.
keep
Tell him
that
not to
guy out of
cry.
trouble.
Yeah, don't let him get in trouble out
Tell him
there.
not to cry.
Open house,
sorry.
open house, open house. I love
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Yes, ma'am. Bye.
Okay, who's next with the same question? Committee.
I think I'll take that.
Go for it.
All
Go
right.
for it. Go
I
for it.
know.
They both mentioned it, but education and pretty much, I would say sustainable development, just keeping people up to date with codes. Because honestly, I don't think any of you guys were part of the Zoom meeting today at noon.
Hey.
Or were you guys?
I was not there.
So it was
No,
pretty
they
much.
called us and told us that's why.
Yeah, what call are you talking?
Okay, so it was a Zoom meeting with the Texas Builders Association, right?
Yeah.
So it was regarding the new House law rule, HB 3512, which is the energy code,
Yep.
right? So how the Hearst ratings have to kind of comply with code, things like that. And honestly, I feel like there was like 75 people on there, and I was the only one in the valley from it.
Of course.
And that's
'Cause it's-
good.
Yeah.
And that's good because now we're hearing it
that's
from you.
yeah.
Did we
That's,
put that on the chat?
they sent out an email.
Put that on the chat.
Yeah,
Next
if you
time.
if you get that, like send it
Yeah,
out
bro,
because we don't get it.
So we can have a committee for news updates like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and news updates.
Yeah.
We
But
thought
the news
we thought about bringing Tim Smith in and just letting people know how the weather was gonna.
But
be.
he charged too much. He charged too much. But
No, but
We want you to give a private weather message every day
to
Mr.
the
Smith.
builders.
no, but honestly, I feel like as new laws are coming into place, especially with my education and sustainable development and knowing about code, knowing how to write code, writing grants, things like that, I feel like, yes, I know AEP, Build to Save, sometimes has seminars. Not a lot of people go to them, whatnot. But as a builder, just to keep getting educated on what's coming, what's new, how to build also sustainable.
Get ahead of the game.
Get ahead of the game, yeah. Because what they were talking about, I was just like, who's actually doing that? Because if my boy Status out right here and myself, once you go to the ResNet Hearst website, we're the only two in the valley.
hey, wait.
So
Ronnie?
how do we get
Ronnie?
I didn't know.
Yeah, you didn't know exactly.
What
But-
is ResNet?
So it's pretty much an energy efficiency index. So they always compare it to a house that's 65, right? The lower the score, the more efficient your house is. So pretty much what they're doing is, of course, every city's already, or most major cities are already implementing it, right? Which is the blower door test, your duct leakage, and whatnot. Why not certify each home that you have with an inspector like mine is Jorge Maldonado, shout out Jorge, or Chris Carroll, right? And get your houses certified, and it becomes in a national database, right? That you certified your house, you actually get equity for your houses. A lot of contractors don't know this. There's an actual appraisal addendum that gives you a 2 to 3% increase on the value of the home.
So you're saying if
Share
the house
my- hey,
so
share
you're saying
my
that
good brother.
If the 400. But hold on, but what's the cost?
Yeah.
So what's the cost?
All right.
Where's the catch?
There's no catch. The only thing is you're paying your rater, right? So for
$500,
$500, $600, but like I always tell my client,
and you have to be
at the-
below a certain number.
below a certain number, which the index right now is a 63, right, to pass.
And what do you need to get that? A bunch of infiltration. Just,
So pretty much my house. Oh, that was another fact that I was gonna.
Bien sellada.
So
why hasn't
so
Jorge told me this?
it takes a little bit more requirement. A lot of,
That's what I was asking.
like, I don't want to say, but a lot of builders don't want to do those extra requirements, like the caulking, the extra infiltrations, and paying actually Jorge, which
$500
500, 600. The bigger homes, of course, if they're 2 units, a little bit more work. But for instance, the Texas update, it said 50 of all new homes received a Hearst rating in 2022. So that means 50% didn't. The average Hearst rating in 2022 was 59, right?
Wow. So we're already building to.
We are,
That's
but
what I was
not
gonna say. I mean,
not
those are
not
like-
to where everybody wants. Like my company average, I like to be below a 50. What does that take? It takes 100% spray foam insulation. It takes your infiltration, caulking, bottom plate, top plate. My duct leakage, I always require my HVAC guy to be below a 4% leakage. The tightness of my house, I require a 2% or less, right? So, and my HVACs are 18 to 20 SEERs, right? So higher efficiencies. And when it comes to your water heaters and whatnot, the way the energy code is now, everything's moving to propane or natural gas, right? To be more efficient. So that's my main things, especially in the water heaters, and in actually your cooking appliances
So
as well.
in every home y'all do, or whatever, you do 18 or 20 SEER units?
Yeah, 18
So
to
you have
20.
a-
Wow.
I want
that's
to
what I
treasure
was gonna say.
treasure
So you have
home.
a
I want to treasure
dehumidifier
home.
also?
You
No,
have
but-
to.
Yeah, that's what I'm
You
saying.
have to put a mold.
Yeah,
Put
you have to remove
Yeah,
the
so
humidity from
so
there,
the units that we use are dehumidifiers.
How much
They
are you
have a-
paying
That's
per
what I was
HVAC
correct,
system?
correct.
That's a good question.
If you ask me, I'm a numbers guy. The
So-
juice is not worth the squeeze.
Thank you. I'm with
know
you
So
on
it
that.
depends on you because everybody goes with the big names, right? Carrier, Amana, this and that. No one's really heard of a better option. I think I've been using Bosch.
Well, I've heard of Bosch. They've been
Bosch
around
is
a
a-
long
I
time.
mean, it's pretty
Bosch
reputable.
is German engineering, right?
Yeah.
And the cost is half of these bigger carrier names, right? So for a 3-ton complete unit inside and out, you'll be paying around 665, right? Plus the duct, right?
Plus
Plus
so you're talking about like a what, $8,000-9,000 system?
Correct. But the other thing is, a lot of people don't realize you're not measuring or doing what the HVAC unit should be. So a lot of these HVAC contractors will sell you, oh, you need a 5-ton, when in reality you need a 2.5.
Yeah. And then you have a problem.
And then you have a problem, right?
Because you have
it-
condensation.
condensation.
Yeah.
So the thing is actually
That's what the
building.
manual J is there
Yeah.
for as well.
Also the manual J depends who makes it, right?
Depends on who makes it.
Yeah.
Well,
so,
yeah, but I mean, if you do it right, it tells
Yeah,
you what you
yeah.
need.
So
Yeah,
Je-
if you're
what
gonna put
Jesse's
in
saying
same
is like
company,
follow the rules.
Follow
then
the
you
rules,
should be.
yeah. You should be fine. If you're trying to skim it, then you're gonna have
Yeah.
problems.
Yep.
Yeah, because you would just train, train is good. It has that dehumidifier within the.
Yeah,
equipment.
correct.
And the equipment
And
is
this is
good.
the same thing that the Bosch has. And they only sell 3 tons and 5 tons. Why? Because from the 3 ton, you could actually go all the way to 1 ton. And then from the 5 ton, all the way to 3 ton.
Wow.
So
Bro,
yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I did not
So
know that.
that's why sometimes people are like, "Oh, why do you pay that much?" I'm like, "Yeah, but if you multiply, or the way we divide, we actually do up to 850
Square feet per ton?
Per ton.
When you do full insulation,
When we do full
when
installation.
you do 19 SEER,
18 SEER.
18 SEER.
Some of my clients,
You say on
the thing is, it depends on your clients, of course, right? If
Of
they
course,
buy
that's what
the
I'm saying. If I
picture,
sell it as an upgrade, then that would be something.
well, it's because that's how I sell my product, right? Energy efficient home, you're gonna be paying this. I keep tabs with my customers and hey, how much was your light bill last month? Oh, they're for a 3,000 square foot home. Oh, it was 120. Like you don't see those numbers,
Wow.
right? So I keep tabs. That's how I sell my product at the end of the day. But even at that, I'm like, for this amount, if this is your quote unquote forever home, This is how much you're going to be saving on the first year, second year, third year, this and that.
Alex, I think that's great information that you told us, man.
There goes
Yeah, bro.
That's a good training.
But that's
You've been hired as our internal trainer.
If you don't get voted in, we're gonna hire you anyway.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, honestly,
you're hired, sir.
honestly, that's where my education. I don't want it to, quote unquote, go to waste, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it
Mario,
was a
send him an
4-year
offer
degree.
letter, sir, please.
Yeah. Send it over.
No, and that's great.
The salary's gonna be very low, but
I'll work for free. Don't worry.
There's also programs like Build to Save and all that.
Yeah.
Right.
There's programs built to save. There's other requirements.
Yeah.
This, like built to save, you do have to pay your 205 membership for every house you register. AEP is actually for free. You just register your house. So it just depends on how you see it. Do I want to spend that much? But at the end of the day, registering your house has so many benefits for you as a builder and for the client and actual like resale pricing and whatnot. But their house is on a national database.
that's awesome, bro.
That is
Thank
awesome.
you for that information. We appreciate that.
AAP te da un cheque también, ¿no?
Yeah, so there's incentives also for the builder. Like, don't get me wrong, you're gonna be spending money, whatnot, but you get reimbursed. So for the tankless water heaters, I think it's up to $600 for the propane, natural gas ones. My HVAC units, I think they give $350, depending on the tonnage or whatnot. Rebates on each one, and if your house is at a certain score, it's another rebate. So.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, man, that's
Very
badass
interesting.
information.
Yep.
That's something I can implement right
Yeah,
away.
right away.
Yeah.
And it helps the valley because you go into the ResNet website and they put pins like where houses are being built, and you see San Antonio up. San Antonio down, you'll see, well, the ones I register or San Antonio register. So it's kind of sad, right?
Yeah.
But
Wow. Tier.
the sustainable development.
I'm registering everything.
Can we count on you to do a workshop?
Can we
at the
backlog a
end?
little
definitely.
bit? Can we
Yeah.
backlog?
That would be
I wanna
awesome.
backlog a little
And
bit.
it's super easy. It's super easy, and you get that national recognition as well.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Pues
Very
Jorge,
cool. Good
Jorge
answer.
también puede ayudar.
See?
Jorge Maldonado.
Bring him in.
Yeah,
also.
Jorge's good, yes.
Cool.
That's true, man.
And he's
Be
part of the
resourceful.
STBA,
Sí.
actually.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah.
Con madre.
So what do you
Good
think,
answer,
Sergio?
bro. Thank you.
Sergio?
Sergio.
Sergio, you've been here long.
Benavides.
You've been here a long time.
El carnesazo time.
What do you think, bro? What do you see?
You need to be on a talk show radio.
Because you're very honest. You're very honest. I would like to know what you see.
99.5.
Bueno, lo que yo he visto en este tiempo con STBA, te digo, información que nadie te la da. Ahí está una, Alex.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Cuando yo empecé solo, pues no había la información que tenemos ahorita, ¿verdad? Ahorita tenemos partners como realtors, tenemos abogados, title companies que nos pueden ayudar para cualquier pregunta. Para mí,
Ya no estamos ciegos. Yeah.
sí, o si tenemos un problema
Sí.
muy común antes,
Yeah.
pues ¿a quién le pregunto?
Yeah.
Chinga, le hablo.
¿A quién le hablo?
¿Quién sabe?
Al Q, le hablaba.
El cu-
Le hablaba a Julio, pero pues en aquellos años no había ese compañerismo que tenemos ahorita, tratar de aprender de todos. Y yo veo ahorita que tenemos pues una buena organización, hay comunicación entre todos, ese chat para empezar es lo mejor que tenemos ahorita como herramienta para ayudarnos entre todos. Muy fácil, como decía Mr. Villanueva, un framer. Pues quiero, pero pues este framer me quedó mal. ¿Me entiendes? Entonces, tratar de aprender. ¿O sabes qué? Pues nomás fíjate con que haga esto, que lo haga bien. Y pues ya de ahí, te digo, entre todos, salga bien las cosas. Pero yo pienso y yo creo en este proyecto desde el principio. Y te digo, lo que se viene el próximo año, para empezar los workshops, es importante que cada quien, no nomás de hacer las casas y confiar en el subcontratista. El subcontratista va a querer hacer las cosas rápido e irse. Pero uno tiene, en veces tenemos que aprender. Como me dice mi papá, pues tienes que aprender electricidad, plomería y
Poquito, ya.
poquito de todo.
Para que no te hagan pendejo, como dice
Para
mi
que no
papá.
te piquen los ojos, ¿me
Sí.
entiendes?
Yeah.
Y también, pues digo, pues el apoyo de mi papá, que es el que me ha ayudado mucho en construcciones. Pero sí es importante también para los contratistas nuevos que vienen, los nuevos builders, ¿va? Que también hay cosas que aprender, no nomás de hacer la casa y o sea, hay códigos que se tienen que hacer. Y yo confío que el próximo año va a ser el mejor año que va a tener STBA.
Oh, yeah. Dios te oiga.
Yeah.
So,
No que es lo único que va a tener, ¿verdad? Pero como vemos,
Es como va
lo que se
ahorita.
está haciendo, se va bien, va bien.
como una persona que ha estado en la organización del principio, ¿qué es algo que tú quieres ver que podamos hacer como organización para ayudarle más a los contratistas?
Pues lo vamos a tener el próximo año junto los workshops. ¿Me entiendes? Pero hay que atender para que todos aprendan. Te digo, lo que dijo el Concrete 57. Muchos no sabemos, pero muchos es bien fácil, pues echa el agua para que el trabajador no batalle, pero nos afecta a nosotros en la fundación.
Right.
¿Me entiendes? Y no nomás es ese workshop, y vienen cosas, también lo que me gustaría ver un poquito más es sobre lo legal.
Okay.
Yes. Very important.
¿Qué es lo que se le puede hacer? ¿Qué es lo que no puede decirle al cliente? ¿Me entiendes? Porque no todos somos expertos en legales, en consejería, o digo, sabemos hacer casas, pero no sabemos realmente qué es lo que un papel puede decir o no decir, ¿me entiendes?
That's good. That's good.
Eso es lo que me gustaría ver también, te digo.
Tienes toda la razón, Sergio.
Well, this year, what we're going to do a little different from last is we're gonna be keeping tabs on every member that's attending our workshops. Right? So
Sí.
Oh, yes.
it's something that's going to be very important, and I'll say that once again. So one thing we're going to do this year that's different from last is that we're going to be keeping tabs on who's attending these workshops. And so one thing that we're gonna keep is, Gallery of Homes will always be from now on December to finish the year, the award ceremony. So if you have a member that attended from January to December, you had a member that went in January all the way October, all the way November, they will get recognized for that. We want to make sure that people are attending. Education is very important. One thing that I wanted to ask was, so I had Ulises bring these, and there's the calendar for the year. So the year's already marked out. It's mapped. First meeting is going to be hosted by Lone Star National Bank. We got a developer and economic year outlook. That's January. I think it would be very important to have Julio and to have Mr. Ronnie there. It's the first meeting of the year.
Yes.
And I think that it's beyond important for the organization. It's the last page, guys. The organization to see that we have the president and vice president there. And then after that, we have Ulises that is heading the bowling tournament.
Oh, wow.
He's taking up on that.
Nice. Thank you, bro.
We
Did
have
you skip the stucco workshop?
yes, and the reason I'll go back to that right now.
Okay, I'm sorry about that.
Yes, and then we have Ben James that's heading the fishing tournament, and that's in July.
Uh-oh.
One thing that I want to do, and this is something that Mr. V is very passionate about, and I think that I would want to see Mr. V do this, whether you're on the board or not, Mr. V. In June, halfway through the year, we should have an STBA open house. So anybody that has material on the floor and that wants to get it out, let's find a way to create a big old open house with STBA aside from the gallery.
That's good.
To help people move some product. And I think it'd be good for Mr. V to head that. He's very passionate about helping people move their product. And I think it'd be good.
Cool.
I think it would be good. So I wanted you guys just to, we pass these things out and I see who keeps these things and not. And sometimes I feel like, man, we're really printing a lot of things out and nobody really pays attention to what we're doing. So if anybody has any questions, this is the year. All right. So one thing that's already in movement is a fishing tournament. Ben James, man, James is killing it.
Shout out.
He is on top of
is
the
a
fishing
killer,
tournament. Watch out, because he is moving
He's
it,
feeding the fish so that there's fish.
bro. This guy is in communication.
Sharks.
with Ron Hoover as a sponsor.
Nice.
One thing about Ben is he likes to fish, and I think that we got the right person to head
He
that.
likes to go get it.
Yes, sir. Ben is awesome. One thing that I wanted to ask the board this year. So remember, we got to be more active. We got to be out on the field. We got to be you got to be the spear. You got to be the one heading these things. So just look at what we have available. We have the stucco workshop. We have the concrete workshop. We have the construction contract workshop. Then after that, we're going to have the sales and marketing workshop, the dove hunt. And then we have gallery of homes, which we're going to... Robert did a great job this year. No need to move him from there. He did a great job this year.
He did. Phenomenal.
Paco as well killed it. Instrumental. October, November... our gallery of homes. Builders, get your product ready and bring it, because the judges this past year gave us, and we're going to make it known, everybody's going to get their scores, and the judges gave us great feedback. Right, Ulises? They gave us great feedback on things that they would personally want to judge on when they're walking these houses. I didn't know how much these guys were going to enjoy it, and they loved it. Mr. Palacios was super grateful. He said he had a great time.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Tag had a great time. What's his name? Is Israel from STC also had a great time. If anybody wants to know, there was a third party company that tallied all these votes. Nobody within the board or myself or anybody had anything to do with tallying these votes. That's why we're going to make sure that these numbers are publicized at the end of the award ceremony. We're going to pass out the papers so that everyone knows what they scored. We think it's only fair. With that being said, so we have, one more time on the recap, in January, we have Mr. Ronnie and Julio that are going to head the first meeting, and that will be hosted at Lone Star National Bank with Sebi. They're going to give an economic update and a developer presentation. We think it would be great to give the developers the platform to show their product at the beginning of the year so builders know how to move.
Yes.
After that, we're going to have a stucco workshop that is open for grabs. And then we have a bowling tournament that is going to be headed by Ulises. And then after that, we have a concrete workshop with 57 concrete. The stucco workshop is going to be by Central Materials. That's back in February. March is the bowling tournament. April is a concrete with 57. In May, we got construction contract workshop, and that's going to be I don't want to get his name wrong.
Tyler Hood.
Tyler Hood. Tyler Hood will be coming down again. He did a great job this past year. After that, we're going to have, in June, will be the engineering workshop.
Who's going to be the engineer?
I'm looking at Zodiac at the moment. But it's not set in stone.
I don't know who that is.
And at the same time, Mr. V, if you are elected, would love for you to head the STBA open house. To try and have, be the one that's moving that for the people. July fishing tournament by Ben James. He's already moving on that, so expect a flyer here pretty soon. I heard there's a $10,000 sponsorship that gets you 8 boats in the water. So if you got the money, go ahead and throw it in.
Ronnie? Money? Ronnie? Money equals Ronnie. Ronnie equals money.
No.
That's so.
In August, in August, we're going to have a
Can't
sales...
sell a home here, man. They give you all kinds of shit.
In August, we're going to have a sales and marketing workshop. This one's going to be a little different. I really want people to understand that the art of selling is more of the art of reading a person. I want to bring somebody down that can show you how to read somebody.
Someone huge.
Yeah.
Nice.
Let's put some money into that.
You
man.
got to be able to read a person.
A big name.
You have to. If you cannot read a person, the odds of you making a sale are going to be very hard. You need to be, and it's not a gift. It's something that you can learn. So I think that's very important. After that, a dove hunt, STBA. I know somebody that owns a couple of fields out in Progreso. And I've seen we can cut a deal to where he'll let us go out there. I got a buddy that has a huge barbecue pit and whatnot, and take a couple builders to go dove hunting. Think it would be fun.
Why not?
And then gallery of homes in October, November, and because we do the last weekend of October and then the first weekend of November for the gallery of homes. So if you're looking to compete and possibly win an award, those are the dates. and December we have the award ceremony, and there's a year. So the year's mapped out, guys.
Nice.
There's
Very
no,
good.
there's no,
Hey,
there's no.
thank you for that.
Yeah.
Thank you. It takes time. It takes effort, and we appreciate that, bro.
I just need the dates.
So as the year's coming up, we'll send the date for the January meeting, and then the February meeting and so forth. Okay, guys. Other than that, do you have anything, any input or anything you guys would like?
That scares me.
guess, I mean,
I
we'll
give this
be
guy
adding-
I'm sorry. I give this guy a tequila, and
Side
he's
note.
like, Casa Dragones, top shelf. I'm like, yeah. That scares me. That scares me.
That's when you have money.
Yeah, that's when you have money for sure. Which, by the way, I'm ordering that top shelf because he said, put it on my tab. I said, okay, put it on your
Oh
tab.
shit! I didn't mean that.
Because if it wasn't, I'd take the house drink, please. Thank you.
You guys have anything? Would you all like to add
No,
anything?
Hey, great job, Mario.
No, I think we'll be adding a couple of trainings perhaps in between. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, once we
I want
meet
that
with the
one.
committees, yes.
I'll be there.
That'd be
Oh,
good.
sign me up.
You know, guys, another thing, 2024, we definitely want to make an effort together as an organization to try to become part of the federation. And the federation is the National Association, the Texas Association, and the local organization, so that we can have a voice heard at the state level, right? And if we're not vocal, I know Jesse's very vocal. And I
At
know
times.
Mr. Villanueva is very vocal. We all need to be vocal. And we had a meeting. Well, we'll scratch that. But if we really want to make a change, some things have to be done that are going to make people feel a little uncomfortable for the right thing. And I'm okay with that. You know what? Because I have a team that we work together, and nobody else pays our bills, right? So if you want to do something for the greater cause, sometimes it takes a little bit of uncomfortable situations, right? And it's okay to have disagreements. Just don't disrespect. You know, just don't disrespect and be like, you know what?
I will say this and add to what Julio was saying. The meetings that we have at the board for the last 3 years, one of the first rules that we discussed
Yes.
and has been implemented every single board meeting. You check your ego at the door.
Yeah.
It's not about egos. It's about serving, right?
That's right.
We got to come up with good ideas for the betterment of our industry, our builders, our partners, and our community. Sorry.
No, that was good. And I always tell Ronnie, like, he just drops nuggets, bro. He just drops nuggets. He just drops it. And that's one of the things that I've always enjoyed about Ronnie is that he has an idea, and sometimes they're great, and sometimes they're not. And the same with me and everybody. And that's okay, bro.
No pasa nada.
I don't like the idea. And Ronnie's like, oh, you know what? You're right. I didn't see that. Dale gas.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Yep. He does everything with like care, man. You know, and that's why I gave him, you know, the ode to Ron, right? And that thank you for what you've done. You know what I mean? Because you got that openness to listen to everybody. And if we don't agree with you, he's okay with it. And if you don't agree with me, that's okay. And that's the culture that we need to give.
We compromise.
Because if everybody's on the same page, great. But if everybody's on the same page and one person gives a different idea and we're like, we shun you, you're not inviting people to give ideas. No. Oh, okay, you know what? That's a good idea. Or you know what, bro? That doesn't make sense because of this. You know what I mean? And thank you, Ronnie, again.
You're welcome, man.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
Badass.
my pleasure.
Badass. We love it. Initially, the meetings were very emotional. It was awesome. But anyways, I'll stop. And Mario, anything else?
I don't know. Do you guys want to say something? Do you guys feel like? Yeah, I mean, just so everybody knows, after this podcast, we're shutting down for the rest of the year.
No, we're not.
For the podcast.
for the podcast.
For the podcast.
Hey, hold on. No.
What?
Why? I think we do. Okay, so I guess Mario wants to shut down because if I may, he's gonna become a father. Round of applause for this guy, man. No more sleeping for the guy. So no, we might not say that this is the last. We want to respect your time.
Ronnie and I were talking, and we think that it would. Ronnie wants to make sure we get a break in. We're gonna structure this podcast. I really want to visit the fact that we wanted to give builders a voice. This coming year, we did have some breaks throughout the podcast so far. We're number 25. And one thing I want to do is I want to make sure that everybody gets an opportunity to get on here and gets their story told. You know, the reason that we did this podcast was because we wanted people to get to know builders. At the beginning, we didn't even know what was going to happen with it. We didn't even know we would get so many people that want to get on it. And now that we do have people, and I still have people asking to get on, I want to make sure that we structure not just the year for the organization, but also structure the podcast in a way to where there's always a podcast on a Wednesday, and we do give everybody the voice. You know, I like to call it one of the best podcasts that I feel like we've had so far, besides the one with Jesse and the one with Bale. The Mr. V podcast was one that really hit because you get to meet the person behind the name. And you're somebody that
he started it.
Yeah,
he started it.
We're the first
He's the first one
yeah.
right here. Right.
And that's something that we the way we always see it is we got to make sure that we keep the originality, and we got to make sure that we give people the opportunity. Why did we start this? And we started this to make sure people get their voice. You know, sometimes a builder told me he was on the podcast and he was like, dude, I use it. Like, if people ask me like, hey, this is who I am, check out my podcast.
You want to know who I am? Listen to the podcast.
Yeah.
Wow, that's powerful. That's powerful.
One thing that I would like to say is this organization is all about transparency, and that's what I like. And one thing that I would like to see, perhaps we already have it, I don't know, but where we have the minutes and we have the bylaws and we have everything available online.
On the website.
We can do that. We can do that.
Super
so
simple.
that they can see the bylaw, they can see our minutes, they can see everything that is happening, financial records, everything, so that everything is transparent. And we need to get the trust. We have the trust. We just have to maintain it and keep gaining it.
I think that's very important.
Yeah, I agree. And the last thing that I would like to say, Mario, if you can just a minute or two, tell us how the election is going to be, so that they know this is transparent.
Good. Yes, good.
We don't know.
Hold on.
We don't know who's going to be elected, but it's going to be so transparent and so unique. Right?
I don't think we've
Established.
Yeah. If
So
I may,
He
because
has
it wasn't
an idea.
I have an idea.
And so let him bring it up, and then
the idea is good, but let me, before you give the idea, because he'll run it. When we did the bylaws, we didn't come up with the process. We didn't come up with the process. We came up with a general way of doing it. So the EO is going to create the process, we'll vote on it, and we'll get it done.
First time.
Am I right on that, Mario?
Yes, sir. So this is the idea. The idea of having these elections was we're going to have, this is the thing. One thing that I think that everyone should care for are the people that are participating in what we're doing. There's no voice or there's no weight to your voice if you're not participating in what we're doing. Yeah. If you're never at any meetings, if you're not participating in any way, your voice doesn't matter. And that's just reality.
Doesn't
and I have
count.
to be, it doesn't. And I have to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. How can you expect to make a difference if you're not showing up to anything? With that being said, my idea on having these elections is I envision having somebody at the entrance of the gallery ceremony and having one person per company make a vote. I believe that the companies that have participated have a chance to vote. And I don't know about you all, but I believe that the Gallery of Homes was the most important thing this year. And I think that it's only right for the people that participated to have their voices heard. Mm-hmm. That's just my 2 cents.
And whoever wants to go to the dinner can.
Yes.
And they get to vote.
Yes.
And whatever sponsor wants to go to the dinner can, and
Yes.
they get to vote.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
How do we feel about that?
Sounds good.
Yeah.
I think
Plus, it encourages a bunch of people to come,
yeah.
right? Have dinner with
I need
us.
seats.
Yeah. We're
Fortunately,
going
I
to need a
didn't get
bigger
to
venue.
There's a Grupo playing, guys. I got Grupo Sincero. They're legit. They get like millions of views on YouTube.
It's going to be great. We're really excited about
They're
it.
like legit.
So the votes will be at the gallery dinner, and
it would be one person per company. Mm-hmm. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have so Mr. V, Via Homes, Mr. Villanueva, Lion, Jesse, Alex, Treasure, Cesar, boom, everybody's name, and what I'm gonna do, one person per company. That's it. We don't need all these people voting. We need one representative per company that's gonna be there. Give me circle 3 names, and I'm gonna have somebody tally the votes. And when we're passing out awards, that's when we're at the end of the awards. I'm gonna announce the board for 2024. That
Cool.
is simple.
Next weekend.
So the date
Next
is
weekend.
Next weekend.
On Friday.
Next weekend.
Friday.
Hey, I think that it's extremely important for the idea that the board is elected by its members. That has to be true for the rest of the life of this organization, right? And there has to be excitement around that because they're the ones that are going to lead us. And so, highly encourage y'all, if y'all are really interested in running for the board and getting elected and doing your part, petition. I mean,
Make a little video,
yeah,
send
do-
it on
do
the
whatever
group.
you can in the
know,
group.
this is
Let
who I
people know who
am,
you are.
XYZ, running for one of the chairs on the board. All those things, you can do it. I mean, you're running to represent everybody within the organization. So, I mean, I think you should do it.
Yeah.
Why not? You know?
Campaign.
Campaign it.
I think if we create excitement around this, it will last us forever. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Awesome. Anything else that you guys want to add?
No, I just want to say thank you to you guys
ass, man.
for taking time out of y'all's day. You know, we're at the end of the year already, and I'm excited for the awards ceremony. It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be a little different. It's not it's not gonna be your normal award ceremony where people are just gonna be uptight, have dinner, get an awards. No, we're gonna have dinner. We have a little dessert. We're gonna get awards, and then after that we got Sincero playing, and then we got a taquiza.
Oh,
And,
hey, according to Mario, it's going to be a dress to impress. Hey,
Yeah,
true
yeah.
story. Last year, we're in the board and it's like, oh, what's everybody wearing? No, everyone's going to dress down. And Ronnie, what are you wearing? No, I'm going to dress down too. Oh, okay, está bueno. So we go there, pinche Ronnie is all pinche en este tuxedo. And I'm like, hey, güey, ¿qué onda?
That's how I look better, bro.
No.
I had to lower the.
I'm gonna go cowboyed
lower
out
the
just so y'all know.
expectations.
Well, if you're gonna have Grupo Sincero, I mean, it would be boots, like Western type. Wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So
West.
everybody, dress to impress. You know what? I want to challenge every builder out there. Bring some people, man. Bring some people. Let's show the community that builders are together.
Yeah.
And we got the money. And let's make some noise with the local politics that, hey, come listen to us. We got the money to invest in your campaign, but for the right reasons. Okay?
Absolutely.
I like to say that.
Everybody good?
We're good.
Hey, well, thank you for everybody.
One last thing.
Go for it.
One last thing, because we started this off with the meeting that we went to at the Texas Association of Builders. One of the most important things that I took out of it, and obviously you guys were very eloquent in the things that you said.
I know what you're gonna say.
But this is extremely important, okay? At every single one of those meetings, they did roll call, right?
That was awesome.
And why is that so important? Well, the first time that it's ever been said at any Texas Association of Builders meeting, when they were doing the roll call, and I was very proud to hear this, and I got goosebumps at the time. That was the first time ever that a few gentlemen from the Rio Grande Valley stood up and said, I'm Julio Carranza with CJE Construction from the Rio Grande Valley. That, in my opinion,
It was cool.
was very powerful.
And everybody like, what?
Yeah.
What? Where y'all from?
Because everybody listened.
Yeah, they did.
And I thought that for me, if you like to be a visionary, I can see us making an impact at the state and national level.
Straight up.
Truly.
Straight up.
So I thought that was extremely powerful. Kudos to these guys that
Kudos
that
to you,
showed
man.
up.
My boy Blue, by the way.
First time ever, guys. First time ever. We are from the Rio Grande Valley.
I think we should finish this
Thank you,
podcast with a
Manuelito.
roll call.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
And the other thing that was extremely important was all the meetings, whether you were on the board or not, you get to sit in on any of them. You're right there. So if this is the board, you get to sit all around. and
Podcast
listen
everything. Podcast everything.
Yep.
And listen. So transparency, I guarantee you, as long as I'm the chairman, that's going to be alive and well.
And we'll carry the legacy, Ron.
Fuck yeah.
Yes.
All right. That's it. That's all I got to
Gracias,
say.
mi güero.
I would like to, let's have a roll call on the people that are in here in the room. Even my boy Ulises. We can go with started with Ronnie.
I'm Ronnie Cavazos. I am the chairman of STBA, owner of Structure Team from the Rio Grande Valley.
All right. Julio Carranza, CJ Construction, vice chairman, RGV.
Emilio Villanueva with RGB Villa Homes. Thank you.
Jesse De Leon, Line Gate Builders, soon to be board member.
Love it. Love the confidence, baby.
I love it.
Love it.
I'm Alexis Hernandez with Treasure Builders, RGV.
Sergio Benavides with Cerce Homes from the Rio Grande Valley.
Yes, sir.
My name is Mario Guerrero, executive director, Rich Heritage Construction. Ulises, come here. You deserve this, bro.
956.
Yeah.
And then Ulises.
Let everybody know who you are, brother.
I'm Ulises Bautista. I'm the owner of Odyssey Media, and I run the podcast.
There you go.
I run the podcast.
I run this shit.
I run the show.
Thank you all for listening today. Thank you for everybody. And if anybody, like always, has any questions or anything, please feel free to reach out. We're here to help however we can, answer any questions that you all may have. And happy holidays to everybody. Enjoy your families, and God bless. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
So much.